The next one, you got the chance to catch it. I covered it a little bit in Chicago, so tell me what you felt about The Lost King.
Yeah, this is an interesting movie. It premiered at TIFF last year and was kind of the movie that I kept forgetting was at TIFF because it's not a very like remarkable, flashy, splashy kind of film. It's not like a very distinctive looking movie or got the most unique or like different story or approach to it. It's another collaboration between the director Stephen Frears and the writers Steve Coogan and Jeff Pope. Stephen Frears previously directed a lot of very kind of like stately
Bruh.
dramas. He's the guy who
Yes.
directed The Queen. He directed Philomena, his previous collaboration with Steve Coogan. Just very kind of dramas that feel a little bit like buttoned up, right? Like there's nobody who is like going through a mental breakdown and nobody who's like gonna be out on the street if they don't figure it out. I don't know. It's mostly people like nice people figuring stuff out together. And like there's nothing wrong with being a nice movie about people figuring stuff out. It's just like not the thing that I think of when I watch 40 films in a week at something like TIFF. So unfortunately, like a very competent retelling of like recent history falls through the cracks, and I feel like this is one of those movies that people are going to see and really enjoy because it's a very solidly constructed film and there's lots of like very good jokes from a very good joke writer in Stephen Coogan in it. It's just not necessarily like a very splashy movie.
I feel you. I mean, when we saw it in Chicago, it was like our in-between movie because we just had to be there. We had already paid for the parking.
Exactly.
So I feel you. Yeah. It does feel, in the nicest way, the movie of the week. And in the nicest way, not as like a derogatory.
Yeah.
It feels like, yeah, this was a report that people saw at one point and it's big for them. I see people in the chat talking about this. I don't remember this. But yeah, spoiler alert about what happens in this movie. It's all about a woman who does her research and kind of is almost talking to a version of an old king who she believes his bones are in the parking lot of this place and kind of needs the funding to get him out. And some people believe her, don't believe her. Some people want to take credit when it starts to kind of be true. I was in it mainly just because it was Sally Hawkins. I think Sally Hawkins is adorable. Yeah. And you had mentioned the previous movies Steven has
actress.
Done, like Philomena. Philomena is good. This felt like the more adorable, cuter, more embracing movie than Philomena. Because Philomena almost, to me, felt like Oscar bait.
Yeah, Philomena is more trauma related too, and this is like a lot sunnier. Like it's ultimate. Like yes, it is this woman who is like at her wit's end, trying to convince people that history isn't as they remembered it. But like the stakes aren't life or death; they're like, is her life's work gonna matter or not? Right?
Yeah.
And like there's something charming to that too. I think the way in which she's able to convince people, it's like it's a heartwarming movie that's also based on a true story, which is kind of cool. I think it's a worthwhile watch. I would leave the house for this one. Maybe if you like want to go with like your mom or your dad. It's a good parent movie, right?
That's a great parent movie. For me, I kept saying, and I know it's not on it, it's like the perfect Apple TV Plus movie. Yeah. If it gets picked up by there, I would love to see it there. But hey, it's charming for what it is. It's pretty short. It doesn't top the 2 hours. The Lost King, little adorable movie. Sally Hawkins is always great. Check that one out if you're interested.